Okay, we've got a first alert day today because of a pretty impressive spring storm that's been giving us widespread rain all morning, having started around midnight, and we've seen it pretty much overtake most of the bay. We're going to come to the end of this first phase of this widespread rain. As we get into the late morning hours, we're going to see the back edge of it clear. We're going to get a little bit of snow on Mount Hamilton first. I'm going to show you more on that in a second. But as we get a bit of an opening here, we looked at this at the top of the newscast. We know that's not going to be the way the rest of the day goes, so let me bring in the next batch of showers. Isolated, on again, off again, scattered showers to be very hit and miss. There's a few more of them here. Look at the timestamp from 6 o'clock in the evening. That'll take us through like 10, 11 o'clock at night. There's just going to be a little bit of an uptick in the number of thunderstorms that could be potential for this. Most places are not going to see that. That's not the way that usually goes. But each time we've had this forecast over the past several weeks, with systems that have this ability, we've gotten a thunderstorm, at least for some localized areas. And that's why we make such a big deal about pointing these out. If you get one, it'll be quite a show. Brief downpour, small hail. Most of us won't see that, but it's a possibility for a small part of the bay that you could see one on Saturday evening. As far as rainfall goes for Sunday, there's really not much on here. Maybe a few showers that came through in the late afternoon and early evening. They'd be fairly short-lived. They wouldn't amount to much. Most of the energy will be out of the atmosphere by that point, so it's not like Sunday's a risk for thunderstorms. Most of Sunday, it's not going to rain even, but you will still have to consider the fact as you make your Sunday plans, you could get a light, short shower. If we look at the rainfall totals for this system as a whole, and what we're going to look at here is the cumulative. So I'm taking the whole system as a whole on here, we pick up about an inch of rain in places. Look at the number there for San Francisco, about an inch and a quarter. About an inch and a quarter for Santa Rosa, about 7/10 of an inch of rain in Livermore. That's total for the whole two-day period. Most of that, though, is going to fall really now through the morning hours. This band of rain that's been moving over us since about midnight is really the bigger rain producer of the whole 2 days, unless you get one of those isolated thunderstorms over you, and then you get a brief downpour. So here's that outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This is for Saturday. They've shaded us in green once again, showing their degree of confidence from the Storm Prediction Center all the way back in Norman, Oklahoma, and they're the national entity charged with looking out across the whole country and spotlighting areas where there could be some severe weather. We're not at that risk. We're on the very lowest rated possibility here for an occasional thunderstorm from them. By the way, it's going to be cool today. Not getting out of the mid and upper 50s for daytime highs. There's a warm-up coming for next week. We'll look at that in 1 second. Here's just a look at this storm. You can see why it's lined up the way that it is. The widespread steady rain we've got out there this morning, a little bit of a break, and then we get into the center of the system back here. This is where the thunderstorms are, and this is why it's going to be fairly active for us, particularly through Saturday evening right here. And then Sunday, there's the leftover stragglers that get pulled down, and there's really not a lot to, though. So just a little review on how the storm's put together. The bulk of the rain's going to our south. Look at Big Sur. All the pictures we've been showing of the washout on Highway 1 on that northern edge of Big Sur, and they're about to get a significant amount of rain from this storm. So that's going to slow that process down, but Big Sur is no stranger to that. And snow in the Sierra, while there will be some, this is not a big snowmaker. We're talking about maybe 6 inches of snow on Donner Pass. Snow level down to 4,000 feet there, maybe 3,000 feet here. There's the Mount Hamilton possibility, maybe an inch or two. And most of that, really, we're kind of entering that period where this would be the most likely time. If we're going to see light snow on Mount Hamilton, it's between now and about like 10 in the morning when we get that clearing. Same story in the North Bay. We could have a few light flurries for some of the North Bay mountains as well, but it really doesn't appear as though it would be a whole lot and fairly quiet. After this, we're done. Look at the long-range forecast. We're going to let this play through. No storms coming our way. No chance for rain, really, from now through April 22nd. So going out about 10 days is about as long as we'd want to go with this. And just to show you what the rainfall accumulation looks like from now through then, we're not included. We're in the big blank area where there isn't any. All right, here's the 7-day forecast. First alert status today, maybe a stray shower on Sunday, but it's not much. Look at the warm-up. San Francisco, 73 by Wednesday. Oakland will go to 70, and when we round out some of our other microclimates, North Bay and South Bay, 82 degrees coming to San Jose on Wednesday, 81 by Thursday.